Hello. Welcome to the Formula 1 Encyclopedia channel. Today we will talk about the 1961 season, which was the 12th season held by the FIA. The season had 8 races on the calendar, starting on February 7, 1961 in Monaco and ending on October 8, 1961 in the United States. Stay tuned to see how the races of the season went, the winners, pole positions, and owners of the best laps of each race. Alright, get ready to find out how the 8 races of the 1961 season went. But before that, if you enjoy Formula 1, consider subscribing to the channel to receive more information and news. Now let's see how the races of this season went. Race 1. The Monaco race at the Monaco circuit on May 14, 1961, was an exciting event in the history of Formula 1, with many talented drivers fighting for the win. In the end, it was Stirling Moss of the Lotus Climax team who emerged as the great winner. With 100 laps, the race lasted 2 hours, 45 minutes, and 50.100 seconds. Richie Ginther of Ferrari also had an impressive performance, achieving the fastest lap of the race with a time of 1 minute, 36 seconds, and 300 milliseconds. His skill as a driver was clearly evidenced by the fast lap, which earned him many cheers from the spectators. Meanwhile, the pole position was achieved by Stirling Moss of the Lotus Climax team with an impressive time of 1 minute and 39 seconds and 100 milliseconds. His privileged position at the start of the race allowed him to have a significant strategic advantage, which put him in the lead until the end of the race. Race 2. The race in the Netherlands at the Circuit Park Zandvoort on May 22, 1961, was an exciting event in the history of Formula 1, with many talented drivers fighting for victory. In the end, it was Wolfgang von Trips of the Ferrari team who emerged as the great winner, completing 75 laps in a time of 2 hours, 1 minute, 52 seconds, and 100 milliseconds. Jim Clark of the Lotus Climax also had an impressive performance, achieving the fastest lap of the race, with a time of 1 minute, 35 seconds, and 500 milliseconds. His skill as a driver was clearly evidenced by the fast lap, which earned him many cheers from the spectators. Meanwhile, the pole position was taken by Phil Hill of the Ferrari team with an impressive time of 1 minute and 35 seconds and 700 milliseconds. His privileged position at the start of the race allowed him to have a significant strategic advantage, but he ended up not being able to maintain the lead. Race 3. The Formula 1 race in Belgium, held on June 18, 1961, at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit, was won by driver Phil Hill of the Ferrari team, who completed 30 laps in a total time of 2 hours, 3 minutes, 3 seconds, and 800 milliseconds. The fastest lap record of the race was set by Richie Ginther of the Ferrari team, with a time of 3 minutes and 59 seconds and 800 milliseconds. The pole position for the race was also taken by Phil Hill of the Ferrari team, with a time of 3 minutes and 59 seconds and 300 milliseconds. Phil Hill, the great winner of the race, showed exceptional performance, driving with skill and determination to cross the finish line in first place, with a comfortable advantage over the other competitors. Richie Ginther, also from the Ferrari team, demonstrated his speed and skill with the fastest lap of the race, setting a new record at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Phil Hill's pole position was an excellent achievement for the Ferrari team, guaranteeing a privileged position on the starting grid and giving the driver an important initial advantage in the race. Race 4. The Formula 1 race in France, held on July 2, 1961 at the Circuit de Reims-Gouy, was won by Giancarlo Baghetti of the Ferrari team, completing 52 laps in 2 hours, 14 minutes, 17.500 seconds. The driver had an exceptional performance during the race, ensuring his victory, with a significant lead over the other competitors. The fastest lap of the race was recorded by Phil Hill of the Ferrari team, with an impressive time of 2 minutes, 27.100 seconds. The driver demonstrated skill and technique during the race, leaving his opponents behind in the pursuit of victory. In pole position, also from the Ferrari team, was Phil Hill, who secured the top position on the starting grid with a time of 2 minutes, 24.900 seconds. The driver showed his dominance of the French circuit from the beginning of the race, maintaining a good performance throughout the race and securing the prominent position on the starting grid. Race 5. The race in England, held at Aintree Racecourse on July 15, 1961, was the scene of an exciting Formula 1 race. The Ferrari team, led by driver Phil Hill, started in pole position with a time of 1 minute, 58.800 seconds. The race featured 75 laps on a challenging course with tight turns and long straights. At the end of the 75 laps, driver Wolfgang von Trips, also from the Ferrari team, was the big winner, taking first place. Von Trips completed the race in 2 hours, 40 minutes, 53.600 seconds, in an exciting race that kept the audience in suspense until the end. Von Trips' victory was important for the Ferrari team, which established itself as one of the favorites of the season. Although he did not win the race, Tony Brooks of the BRM Climax team achieved the fastest lap of the race, with an impressive time of 1 minute, 57.800 seconds. This was one of the fastest laps ever recorded in a Formula 1 race, demonstrating the high technical level of the drivers and teams involved. Race 6. The 1961 Formula 1 season arrived in Germany for the race at the legendary Nürburgring circuit on August 6. With an exciting and full of twists race, Stirling Moss of the Lotus Climax team won with 15 laps completed in 2 hours, 18 minutes, 12.400 seconds. Although he did not win the race, Phil Hill of the Ferrari team was responsible for the fastest lap, with an impressive 8 minutes, 57.800 seconds. He also secured the pole position with a time of 8 minutes and 55.200 seconds. The race was marked by many disputes and overtakings, but Moss managed to maintain the lead until the final flag, securing his second victory of the season. Race 7. At the Italian Grand Prix held on September 10, 1961, at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza, Phil Hill of the Ferrari team became champion by completing the 43 laps of the circuit in 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 13 seconds. Hill secured his victory in an exciting race that featured the presence of several renowned drivers of the time. The fastest lap of the race was recorded by Giancarlo Baghetti, also from the Ferrari team, who completed the circuit in 2 minutes and 48 seconds, with a precision of 400 thousandths of a second. Baghetti's performance surprised the spectators and made clear the high level of skill of the drivers who competed in the race. The pole position was conquered by Wolfgang von Trips of the Ferrari team, with a time of 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Von Trips, who ended up being the season's runner-up, was one of the highlights of the race, but was unable to maintain his position in the lead until the end of the race. Race 8. On October 8, 1961, the Formula 1 race took place in the United States at the Watkins Glen International Racetrack. The great winner of the race was the driver Innes Ireland from the Lotus Climax team, who completed the 100 laps in 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 45.800 seconds. It was an exciting race, with many disputes and overtaking, but in the end, Ireland crossed the finish line in first place. During the race, driver Jack Brabham of Cooper Climax made a spectacular lap, marking the time of 1 minute, 18 seconds, and 200 thousandths, which gave him the record for the fastest lap of the race. In addition, Brabham conquered the pole position, starting in the first position, with a time of 1 minute, 17 seconds, and 000 thousandths. Despite this, Brabham was unable to maintain the lead throughout the race and ended up in second place, followed by Maston Gregory of the Lotus Climax team. The highlight of the race, however, was Innes Ireland, who showed great skill and determination to secure the victory. With this, the 1961 season ended, with the German driver of Ferrari, Wolfgang von Trips, being crowned runner-up with 33 points in the championship, and the American Phil Hill, also from the Ferrari team, being crowned the season champion by scoring 34 points and winning his first world title. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel to receive more information about Formula 1. Leave a like to support our work, and please leave a comment about what you thought of this content, so that we can continue to improve our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.